don't see them now.
Excellent. I think we can get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Christina Struller. I am a champion of women economic empowerment and the UPS Vice President of Public Affairs for the Indian subcontinent, Middle East and Africa, based in Dubai. Today, on behalf of UPS, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the UPS Empowering Women Entrepreneurs Summit 2021, crossing borders, connecting entrepreneurs, and promoting economic empowerment, which we jointly organize with our excellent partner, Rise and Lead. We feel so privileged to have you all here in support of educating, inspiring, encouraging, motivating, and connecting female entrepreneurs in Africa and in Europe. As a global leader in the logistics and trade industry, UPS has always been outspoken about the benefits of international trade. A more connected world is a more thriving world. And the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the essential role trade e-commerce play in our global economies. The exponential surge in online purchases is not limited to the pandemic. But we know we have to make sure that things are not going back to the old track. We believe it will be the new formal going forward. The pandemic also deepened pre-existing gender inequalities, especially for women entrepreneurs and women-owned SMEs, and has reversed some of the progress on women's economic empowerment. We must ensure that we recover from this and push progress much further. Our job collectively is not done until women are operating on the same playing field as men. This is a fantastic summit, which is a platform which enables us just to do that. And we hope to continue to deliver numerous initiatives focused on women and the economic inclusion today and in the future. We find that to harvest the unexplored potential of our global economies, women lie at the core of driving this progress. All of us, government employees, multinational corporations, and individuals must do what we can to enable women entrepreneurs. As we know, when women work, everyone benefits from it. We at UPS aim to manifest this mission every day through thoughtful and intentional actions, such as growing trade lanes, enabling digital trade, and removing friction points to help women-owned businesses grow their influence to reach all corners of the globe. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, the disproportionate impact on women is more prominent than ever. And we are determined to advance a sustainable and an inclusive trade agenda that drives and sustains women-owned businesses. UPS is one part of a greater force doing its part, and in Europe, across Africa, and globally. Almost 3 years ago, UPS and the UPS Foundation launched the Women Exporters Program. This program is a global effort, and it enables women-owned businesses to strengthen their skills to export around the world. As we believe in the power of partnerships, UPS has partners with a number of organizations globally to do this. Over the course of 2020, we have helped approximately 6,000 women entrepreneurs and small businesses around the world to navigate the export process, enabling them to expand their reach, grow the bottom line, hire more employees, and subsequently invest and uplift their communities. We are confident that facilitating a relationship between women-led trade firms in the EU and Africa will see several benefits through tapping into unexplored markets, increasing the potential of women in business, amplifying networks and opportunities, and contributing to the development of economies. In 2020, the largest trade partner for Africa was the EU, with 28% of both exports and imports. And at the moment, Africa leads the world in terms of numbers of women business owners, as women make up 58% of the continent's self-employed population. However, profiting from parity, a recent World Bank report shows that women entrepreneurs in sub-Saharan Africa still earn lower profits than men. Imagine, they earn 34% less on average. Trade plays a critical role in overcoming these inequalities, given that connecting women-owned businesses to new export markets would help improve the productivity, growth, and profits. Therefore, the time for our event couldn't be timelier, and I'm thrilled about the fantastic turnout today. Our goal is to see many more women benefit from and grow the strong trade relationship between our continents. I would like to extend a big thank you to our longtime friend and partner, Mr. Avolovo, the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, as well as Ms. Uti Slotboom, Director of Strategy and Economic Analysis within DG GROW and the European Commission. Thank you for joining us for our opening panel. Your commitment and partnership is helping build these EU-Nigeria connections for women entrepreneurs. It's greatly appreciated and very much needed. This summit has so much in store for you all. Experts from all backgrounds and areas will be providing their take on some of the most integral trade concerns and discussions to provide support to women-led SMEs. We will discuss business scaling, import and export activities, interregional trade, and many more of these tips to better facilitate trade in Africa and in Europe. I thank you all for joining us today for the UPS Empowering Women Entrepreneurs Summit 2021. And especially I would like to thank our friend Iberi Akadiri, the founder of Rise and Lead, whom we organized this fantastic event today. You're all change makers that will drive significant economic growth. It is my genuine hope you come out today with new or enhanced skills and thoughts, and I sincerely hope that you continue to join us on this journey of empowerment. Thank you for being part of this event today, and I'm looking forward to a fruitful and impactful discussion. And now I'd like to invite Iberi to deliver some welcome remarks.
Thank you very much, Christina. Thank you for the beautiful introduction for this event. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but I am so excited to welcome everyone to this inaugural Empowering Women Entrepreneurs Summit organized by UPS and Rise and Lead Women. I'm Iberi Akadiri, and I'm the founder of Rise and Lead Women, and we're excited to be collaborating with UPS to bring this event to life. Of course, today you're going to be hearing from high-level government officials, industry experts, successful female entrepreneurs, and small business owners in Europe and in Africa. And that's the beauty, because we are crossing borders, forging new partnerships. They are going to share their ideas, knowledge, and tools to help you grow and expand your business globally. It will be good to know who you are, what you're doing right now in your business, because whether you're a small business owner or aspiring startups or established entrepreneurs, we want to welcome you. So let's see the poll, if you can tell us, where are you in your business right now? Let's see, we have a lot of small business owners, startup entrepreneurs, experienced international traders, and professionals who want to launch a product-based business. That is beautiful. Thank you for joining us. So I want to tell you a little bit about why we are doing this. For Rise and Lead Women, which is an initiative that we created in 2018, we are based in the Netherlands, and we have a mission to increase the leadership and financial inclusion of women in workplaces and in the marketplace. And we are achieving it through events like this and programs that connect female entrepreneurs and professionals to resources and to potential partners and people who can help you scale your businesses. And that's why we're excited about this event. We believe that women contribute so much to our society, from the CEO in the corporate office to the homemaker, to the teacher, to the healthcare professionals, and to women who are in entrepreneurship. We have a lot to contribute. So we have also seen that small business owners, especially women, often focus on their immediate local markets and lose out on the opportunity to grow internationally and globally. In addition, this pandemic has disproportionately affected women small business owners, especially. For this reason, UPS and Rise and Lead Women are fully committed to supporting the growth and success of our small business women, starting with this summit. I believe that today is the beginning of a journey, and we're excited to be a part of this journey with you. And therefore, we welcome all of you once again to this event. Let me tell you a little bit of what to expect today. So we're going to kickstart this event immediately with a panel session with high-level government officials. And after that, we're going to go straight into different breakout rooms. So you know where you are in your business. So we're allowing you to choose which room you want to go into. And then we will come out and hear stories of successful founders or founders who were able to navigate their businesses during this pandemic. And of course, there's the chat where you can type your questions. If you have any question, you please type it. Tell us where you're coming from. You know, how can let's network using the chat. And so, can you take up this? Okay, it's okay, it's good. So, so right now, I'd like to invite our esteemed panelists to join me on the stage. So we have Uti Slotboom, who is the Director of Strategy and Economic Analysis, DG GROW, European Commission. Uti is Director for Strategy and Economic Analysis and in the Directorate General for Internal Market, Industry, Entrepreneurship, and SMEs of the European Commission. Her directorate is in charge of the strategy for the EU industry policy and the single market, small business, and medium-sized enterprises and entrepreneurship, as well as economic analysis underpinning these policies. Welcome, Uti. We are glad to have you here with us. Our next panelist is Mr. Olusegun Awolowo. He is the Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, otherwise known as NEPC. Under his leadership, NEPC won the ITC's prestigious World Trade Promotion Organizations for the best initiative to ensure that trade is inclusive and sustainable. Mr. Awolowo is the current country head of delegation to the United Nations Center for Trade Facilitation and Electronic Business. And then our next panelist is Christina Falconi. She is the Vice President, Public Affairs of UPS Europe. In UPS, Christina has held several management roles in product management, small businesses, customer loyalty, and public relations. In her current role, she leads the strategy and execution of UPS public affairs activities across Europe, advocating for effective policy that benefits European businesses, communities, and consumers. So I'd like to welcome everyone. Maybe take out the, thank you. I believe Mr. Awolowo, maybe somebody can send him a text to remind him. So before he joins us, so we're going to start. because time is important to us. We respect your time. So I go straight to Uti. Maybe, yeah, unmute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah. Very happy to start. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm honored to be in this company discussing with all of you. And from my part, since I realized that I'm one of the very few government officials in the distinguished group of women entrepreneurs here, I wanted to say some words as an opening statement on what we do in the European Commission as EU policy to help entrepreneurs. And I wanted to take up 3 issues. First, as a background, the core of our business, and in the Directorate General where I work, in particular, we run the internal market, we eliminate barriers, and we try to facilitate the work of businesses in selling by making it easier to have access to any EU country and to improve access to third country markets for all businesses, big and small. We work to reduce administrative burdens. We continue to review EU legislation to see where unnecessary administrative burdens could be cut and where legislation could be repealed if it constitutes unnecessary burdens for businesses. We also have specific actions to promote access to finance for businesses, which are particularly targeted at small businesses. So that as a general background, then 2 things that I want to focus a bit on. One is promoting entrepreneurial education everywhere in the EU, and we have a framework for that, the Entrepreneurship Competence Framework. And thirdly, the final theme I want to say some words about is specific actions, because although most of our businesses are targeted for everybody, any EU company or third country company operating in the EU, we have targeted actions for small businesses and some targeted actions for women entrepreneurs in particular. So now going back to the entrepreneurship education, we have since some years a framework for entrepreneurial competencies that we try to promote across Europe among those who provide entrepreneurial education, among those who want to learn from best practice. The framework is based on what we see as the critical skills for entrepreneurs, such as being able to spot the right opportunities, resilience, motivation, digital literacy, which is becoming increasingly important, ability to cope with uncertainty, ability to deal with risk. And of course, in the current situation, we also want to take forward values such as ethical thinking, sustainability in business, mobilizing digital resources, learning from each other, and of course, creativity and vision, which I think is very visible in this group already. In terms of the framework and what we do in more concrete terms for entrepreneurship education in the EU, we run projects where we essentially use third parties to help us organize events. One example of a project that we have ongoing is a workshop from learning from each other in entrepreneurship education and women. And we have another project on Train the Trainers project for entrepreneurship education. These are all funded by the European Commission. We follow them, but we don't run them ourselves. Then in terms of specific actions for women entrepreneurs, we have tried to analyze the situation. You already quoted figures on how women have been hit harder by the pandemic crisis. We have also done a study with the OECD to see how men and women see themselves as entrepreneurs. And one of the rather disappointing conclusions was that only 1/3 of the women who were interviewed felt that they had the necessary skills and training to start up a business. There was a clear difference. For men, the corresponding share was 50%. Also, the fear of failure if one starts a business was significantly higher among women. And these are among the reasons why we believe that it makes sense to have specific actions for women entrepreneurs at the EU level. We are organizing workshops, we are organizing things where women entrepreneurs can meet. And the foremost example I would like to take up is the Women Entrepreneurs Gate, which we use the shorthand WeGate. This is an EU platform that creates opportunities for women to meet, do business, create a bigger network, learn from peers, find mentors, share good practices, and showcase what successes they are doing. And we have already shared some of the links to this network and other networks with the organizers. Otherwise, I'm happy to share afterwards the links to some of the things that we are doing, so that if after the event you are interested in looking at them, you would have the opportunity to discover more of these things for yourselves. A final thing is we have a network among companies which is called Enterprise Europe Network. And also under that network, we have created a specific group for women entrepreneurs, which can be another interesting way to expand your networks. So yes, I see that the links are appearing. So once the event has ended, I invite anybody interested to look there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Uti, and thank you for really elaborating and telling us all the wonderful things your commission is doing to support female entrepreneurs. Before I move to Christina, I'm going to invite our attendees, our guests. If you have any question for Uti, please feel free to type on the chat. And I'm going to come back to you, Uti. So now we have Christina. Christina, I know that UPS is also doing a lot to support female entrepreneurs, and that's why we are here. My question for you is, the slow reopening of business following the COVID-19 lockdown in different parts of the world. We know that it can reverse the gender equality progress of entrepreneurial women by decades. We've heard that. So how do you see this evolving, and is it possible to combat this negative effect?
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Uti, for your remarks as well, and all the excellent work that the European Commission is doing to support women entrepreneurs as we now enter the stage of economic recovery in general, so that they can thrive post-pandemic, but also just addressing these gaps overall, because certainly at UPS, we see tremendous opportunity for SMEs and also for women. So I'll give you an example. We did a survey with an outside firm of a range of companies and industries last year in the height of the pandemic. And when you look at, for example, e-commerce companies, 58% of them during that height of the pandemic had a very optimistic outlook for their future, for their economic future. At UPS, as we've been operating from the onset of this pandemic, we saw the rate of acceleration in the e-commerce space just propel. We knew that this was coming, but this pandemic has just gotten more and more people trying purchasing online, and that's stuck. People have not, once they've tried it, they have not walked away. Well, what does this have to do with women entrepreneurs? I mean, we see, of course, we've already gone through the stats of the negative impact that the pandemic has had for specific segments, including women, many of them that are working in the service industry or different areas that were affected. SMEs also already had their challenges. But we really see this digital marketplace as a unique opportunity where women can engage And it doesn't matter, what career they came from before, if they're already an SME. We just want to get out there and educate women on the opportunities that there are to sell online, and also to export within the EU to the different markets, because the EU institutions are making it much easier to do that, but then also to reach the world. So from UPS's perspective, how do we go back, post-pandemic? I would say we're taking a look at this by focusing on 3 areas. For us, firstly, it's investing in the infrastructure and service offerings so that we can make shipping very easy for SMEs and for women. For example, the pricing, we've launched new websites specifically focused for small to medium-sized enterprises to make their shipping selection quite easily. We've been enhancing some services related to e-commerce so that when they deliver, they look, very professional to their consumers. And they're going to need services to count on to get back into the working space. Secondly, we also worked with the World Bank to understand what are the barriers that are holding back SMEs from being successful in entrepreneurship. This was even pre-pandemic. And then how can we address these barriers, working with policymakers globally to eliminate some of these barriers to help female entrepreneurs to thrive. So some of them had to do with access to financing, for example. Some of them had to do with customs procedures. And so we're now working at the WTO level on a joint initiative on women's economic empowerment to try to tear down some of these barriers to move forward. And then finally, we've been developing partnerships over some time to do a number of things. One, for example, to address some of these barriers. So for example, we're working with the World Bank Women Entrepreneurs Finance Initiative Program in the Middle East and North Africa, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. But they also partnered with International Trade Centers She-Trades initiatives, which provide trainings just like this one that we're doing today, with very practical tips that we're running globally in a number of markets. And we're happy to bring this type of training here to Europe. We're also working as a knowledge partner with the Women's 20 Engagement Group as part of the G20 process, publishing a joint paper on digital trade. But if I had to emphasize again, just to circle back, post-pandemic, I think for women entrepreneurs, it's important to know what are the opportunities out there. And the fact that getting onto the e-commerce space can be done. It's achievable for anybody. And actually, we've worked with very, very small companies, 1 or 2 people. And once they've entered that space, they've achieved great results. And it's just a matter of getting the right education to set up the web shop and get started. And also knowing that the world is now your market. You don't need brick and mortar anymore. And that's part of why these initiatives like the one today and these breakout rooms are such a critical part of the work that we're doing, and why we feel it's going to be a key tool to help women entrepreneurs bounce back after the pandemic.
Wow, that's so exciting, beautiful. UPS, you're really doing a lot, globally, and we're really happy to be partnering with you. And this is why Rise and Lead, we created this a new initiative called Founder Table Club, where we want to bring all these resources and put them together so that apart from the training we give to women, we can actually put all these resources so female entrepreneurs can be well supported. So my next question, which is also the last one, is to Uti. I understand that the European Commission sees digitalization and sustainability as twin priorities for economies, including entrepreneurs, to recover. Could you elaborate on this vision?
Yes, absolutely, with pleasure. Of course, at the beginning to say again that we have also looked at the statistics and how the pandemic hit different types of enterprises and different sectors. We have seen, as you did, that while the digital sector has continued to grow faster than ever during the pandemic, sectors which are often dominated more by women entrepreneurs have suffered proportionately more. there is tourism, hotels, cafes, restaurants, the textile industry. We did a barometer last year among women entrepreneurs, and it doesn't come as a surprise to you that the main result was that the majority said that demand for their products had gone down significantly during the pandemic. At the same time, difficulties in access to finance and solvency overall was a big issue for 3/4 of those who were interviewed. Also, many of them said that rather than formal finance sources, they, to a very large extent, depended on informal networks, funds coming from family and friends to finance their activities. To get out of the crisis, we have set out a new strategy, which is not only recovery, but it is about resilience, it is about digitalization, and it is about a green business case for companies. This, of course, is a big challenge for companies which have been hit very hard by the pandemic, but at the same time, this is a moment of future opportunities because companies need to develop the new green business models, new technologies. They need to digitalize fast. What we are doing now is designing together with industry. We have the enterprise network, we have an industry forum, we have an SME Envoys network, and we talk to businesses essentially via these networks to get their feedback, and we are designing pathways to go towards a new growth model which is based on digitalization and on greening. Part of this is our SME strategy, which has been updated. We are looking at possibilities to launch issues such as an initiative which would be about gender smart finance, which is not yet very far, but the announcement has been made, and this would be another interesting thing that we want to develop. On the overall picture, of course, the EU has relaxed the rules on state aid, which has allowed member states, in complement to what is done at the EU level with the EU budget, to support companies. This has allowed member states to give support directly to their companies which are suffering. And we have launched a project on short-term employment to help companies get over the worst period of the pandemic by public support. But indeed, the message that I want to pass is that we support innovation, entrepreneurship, and businesses towards a new green and digital growth model, and this would be the future as we see it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing the website link. So for people who are joining and you're wondering how can I leverage all these opportunities, please go straight to that link and read through it and find ways that you can leverage those opportunities. So my final question to Christina is, I just want to find out, is there any special initiative that people should know about, and how can we take advantage of it?
Yes, first, and I just want to tag on. It was very excited to hear about the role and the opportunities that Uti mentioned that are possible for women, including the green transition. I think that so many women entrepreneurs have a passion for creating innovative processes or products for the future related to sustainability. And so that's something where I just see women can play a key role in the future for resilience. So thank you for mentioning that. In terms of, yes, what are some programs that women can take advantage of? Well, I mean, I think one of the biggest ones that UPS is offering out there, and I see my colleague Sarah Bell included the link, and there's just some of these previous recordings of trainings, and of course, this one today will be recording, is our Women's Exporters program. So again, Christina highlighted the numbers in the beginning of how many women we've trained globally on how to take their product to reach the world. How do they do that? What are very practical tips to do that? You know, we have been working, as I mentioned, with the ICC to run these programs globally, and we include different experts from UPS to help them on customs information, packaging tips. Today's session is actually quite more broad because we're also offering information from our marketing colleagues. How do you set up a web shop? We've got, you know, partners here from Facebook on how to use social media to really market your business and your product. And so I would encourage you just to take a look at this link, because that includes some of the previous trainings, and then keep your eyes open for future trainings that we have going on. After this program, there will be an email sent out to participants. If you choose to respond, we are going to be providing an offer to save money on your shipping moving forward, which I think could be quite exciting. And we've got this available to all of our participants. And then, you know, on a broader level, UPS is an advocate for our customers. UPS is an advocate for the small to medium-sized enterprise, for the women entrepreneur. So we're always there working with policymakers to try to advance regulations that remove a lot of the bureaucracy, administrative work on customs or in different areas, so that you can really be successful. That's what you can also count on us doing behind the scenes as we work to help to provide you with the practical tips to grow. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's why we're quite engaged, and it's our job to help you. We just want to see women flourish in this new economy in the digital marketplace.
Thank you so much to our panelists. Thank you, Uti. Bring Spotlight, bring her back. We just want to say thank you for joining us. We appreciate what you're doing. And for all our female entrepreneurs, I want you to know that you are going to get all these links also via emails. And our Founder Table Club, which is, you know, an initiative that wants to bring different women initiatives together. Already, Rise and Lead Women, we are partnering with a lot of female women-focused initiatives already, including Women in Business Initiative, PWN in Brussels. And of course, if you have such initiatives, feel free to join the Founder Table Club so we can actually make an impact to support female entrepreneurship in Europe and in Africa. And we also have a branch in Lagos. So for those who are in Lagos, you can benefit from it. So I want to say thank you. And is there something you wanted to say, just one thing briefly that I didn't ask you before we move to our breakout session? Nothing.
We just hope that you soak up all the information today and really enjoy it and build connections.
Thank you. And Uti, anything you wanted to say before we move?
I wanted to congratulate you for the organization of this wonderful event. I have seen again here that women entrepreneurs have an amazing capacity to work together, network. You have to believe in your strengths and take it forward from there. So all the best to your initiative.